Okay, so here we are back at the worm bins. We've had some trial and error things and learning experiences, but things are back on track. This is one of my red wiggler bins, and one of the biggest things that people say is like, how do you know when it's time to harvest castings or when your castings are done? And I saw in a group, somebody had made the commentary of when the top layer of your bin looks like velvet. And that's really, truly an amazing description because it fits it well. And so this is somewhat, I've already removed a bunch, but this is somewhat the look of a harvestable bin. I've already taken off the top level. I'm going to show you that really quick. Set that there. Okay, so these are the castings that I have just sifted. Look, you'll see cocoons that actually made it through my 1/8 sifter. And that's okay. You're going to get that. You're going to get smaller cocoons, and that's not a big problem in my eyes. There's lots of amazing stuff in here. And anyway, see that? Yet it crumbles. Really good moisture content. And just light and airy. Good stuff. So, I'm also going to take you, this was just the top layer of my worm bin. And so the worms are moving back down, and I'll probably go ahead and harvest a little bit more in just a second. But I'm going to show you something else. So here's my 1/8. And as you can see, it's absolutely filled with cocoons. Cocoons are everywhere. So this little bit will actually go into the bed that I'm sitting on right now, or that things are sitting on right now. Just a second. So here is a bin that you can obviously see is nowhere near ready to harvest. This bin is filled with some mature red wigglers that I just stuck in here yesterday just because they were composting the other bins so well. But it's also filled with nothing but, as you can see, cocoons and some fly larvae, or eggs, I should say. But yeah, everywhere you look, there's going to be cocoons, which is amazing. So I'm just going to go ahead and keep dumping my cocoons into this bed. And this bed will be swarming with red wigglers soon. As you can see, there's some of the ones that I put in here to give this little bin a jump start on getting composted. All right, so let's close that one back up. Go back to this. Now this is a 1/12 screen. There may have gotten some cocoons, smaller cocoons. Yep, see, smaller cocoons might have made it into this bunch. Oh, sorry, I didn't know if I was capturing it all there. Some small cocoons may have made it in here, but for the most part, this is usable castings. So, go ahead and, so I have the 1/4, 1/8, and 1/12 sifters. So, just push all of this to the side again. Move this into here. I have to make myself a better program here for or better operation for sifting, but for right now, it's fine. Again, there's still quite a bit here to harvest the castings on. So I'm gonna keep sifting the castings, and I'll come back to you shortly. All right, here I'm back again. Here's another batch loaded with cocoons again. Just loads of them. So they will go right into this bin, and we should be having lots more real soon, especially with the warmth. So can't wait to see the new little guys. Okay, here for the third or fourth, I guess it would be. Fourth little batch of sifted to the 1/8, catching the cocoons everywhere. This is a really healthy bin, thankfully, because boy, I went through a mess a while ago. So here's what happened. So I have rabbits, and these bins were initially set up with it would have been coconut coir, horse manure, and rabbit manure. They were mixed up. I have added cardboard, shredded cardboard, and when they had seemed to have composted that pretty good, I went to do another feeding, and what I did was a huge mistake. I ended up raking underneath my rabbit bins, and unfortunately, when I fed that to the worms, the beds heated up and they got protein poisoning from, we believe, the feed that had fallen through the rabbit's feeders into the rabbit poop, and unfortunately caused a absolute nightmare. String of pearls was happening, really bad protein poisoning from the food. And so I did everything I could to hurry up and get the substrate out, which was easy enough to do because I had it like right on top. I didn't mix it in, I had it right on top. So I grabbed all of it as fast as I could, got it out. Literally, this was within 2 days of feeding it and watering it in. And oh my gosh, I thought the bin was a goner, but I got rid of everything. We did have quite a bit of die-off, but this bin had enough worms in it that I was able to salvage what was remaining, and literally cleaned out this bin and started it over with nothing but coconut coir and shredded cardboard. As you can see, is still in this bin. This, I didn't do anything except get all of the stuff off the top, and thankfully we didn't have too much of an issue after that. And they've been doing really well with this bin since I removed it all. Unfortunately, I wasn't as successful with this bin here. This bin here is fine now, but we had to completely start over and remove everything out of it. Had the same issue as the red wiggler bin. This is my European nightcrawler bin, and we had lots and lots of death in this one. One of the things that I will say about these kinds of bins, and these are the 55-gallon barrels cut in half. there are 3-inch holes, 3-inch holes at the bottom of this with screening in it so that the excess moisture, if there ever is any, can drain through. Unfortunately, with our water is hard. It's got a lot of calcium buildup and lime and all that kind of whatever, you know, the massive mineral buildup. And so they weren't draining, and I wasn't aware that they weren't draining as good as they were. And so on top of the string of pearls protein poisoning, we also had the bin was just ugly towards the bottom because it was way too wet. You only want your bin to be like a wrung out sponge wet. And so unfortunately I was watering too much and not realizing that the lower end just was not draining. So this bin had a lot of death in it, and I kind of had to start over with it. This one, somewhat the same thing, but we did get all of the rabbit poop out. Started this bin over. Now I've got real healthy worms in here, as you can see. Real healthy night crawlers happening that are happy campers. I've also just recently added to my European night crawler numbers, and anyway, so yeah, that's what happened. We learn by mistakes, and that's how people get good at what they do, is they learn really quick from their mistakes. So this is the bin that was really affected the most with the European night crawlers and the string of pearls poisoning, protein poisoning. I am still dealing with, every now and then I will come across a really sick still worm, and for the most part I have really healthy now, but occasionally I'll find one, like when I open up the bin, I'll find something right on top and not doing well at all. And that is fewer and fewer as the days go by. But boy, let me tell you, in the beginning, it was like I wasn't sure that they were going to survive. But so far it's few and far between. Okay, so let's see here. Is that, yeah, that one looks like it lost the end of its tail, but it looks like it's still healthy. So maybe this one will survive. I don't know. We'll see. But the string of pearls were horrific for a while. Now we're back to healthy bins, and here is all the beautiful looking castings that I just harvested. Stoked about that. Gonna go put it throughout the garden. And, so yeah, that was a good little so you can see that down below still has some composting time to go, but this will push the worms to eat this layer now that I've exposed, because they do like to dwell in the top couple inches of the soil. So now it'll force them to do this layer, and we'll keep going down. It's getting windy. Have some thunderheads coming in again. So I will bring you back for updates on this red wiggler bin with all of the cocoons in it, and we'll see you soon. Also, I just want to say that I really appreciate those who keep coming back and checking in on the new videos. I'm sorry I've been a little distracted with it's my son's senior year. He just graduated. We still have baseball playoffs happening, but lots has been happening. So yeah, hopefully I can get to making videos again. And so here was the update on the red wiggler and European night crawler bins. Please like and subscribe. I would love you to come back again, so hit that notification bell. Thanks.